was that?
Apparently no one.
Where's our lunch? Seems like we ordered hours ago. Check with room service, Peter.
Certainly.
What's the latest on Ludwig?
No change.
And today's story, have you dealt with that?
It's dead. But my contacts tell me they can't guarantee an early death of another story.
Well, let's hope interest in Bay City's original power broker has finally cooled.
Where have you been with this? We've been waiting for over an hour.
Relax, Peter. He only wheels it in. Brandeis, what about the publicity? Are we out of the woods yet?
We're a long ways from out of the woods.
Clear the room. Gomez, you stay. What are you doing here?
Is that any way to talk to your son? At first, I refused to believe it. Reginald Love, huh? But then, you know, when I thought about it, I realized it was just another example of your colossal deceit, right? Oh, and then when people say, what does your father do, Scott? Oh, I don't know, he's just the world's greatest fraud. Am I supposed to be proud of you?
Obviously, that school in Switzerland hasn't taught you any more respect than you had when you were with us.
Respect. I respect people who are honest. It's obvious you don't know the meaning of the word.
Scott.
What, you think I don't know why you're here? Why you sent me to school halfway around the world?
I did that because I was concerned with your behavior. I thought perhaps a proper school.
You did that because you were jealous of my relationship with her. That's it. You had your little prized possession here, right? And you just thought you didn't want to share it with anyone, not even your own son. And then you thought with me out of the way, you could just run your little kingdom unchallenged, right? Only, just like a game of solitaire, right? Isn't that it? Only you touching the cards?
No, Scott, stop it. That's your father, huh?
Oh, is that right, Gomez? And I suppose you can vouch for that.
I'm sorry you had to be here, son. I never wanted you to get the news this way.
Yeah, have you told her yet?
No. And you won't tell her.
Oh, and why won't I?
Because if you do, I promise you, you will never see her again.
You'd do that, wouldn't you?
You know I would do anything to protect her.
Oh, just like you protect all your possessions, right?
Get out.
Don't worry. Don't worry, I've had enough. But just let me warn you. It's not solitaire anymore. Okay, I know why you're here. I'm dealing my stuff in this time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you do. I'll see you later, Mr. Love. Hey.
That boy is rapidly becoming a liability. He may force my hand before this is over. What now? Who is it? What do you want?
I know Hudson. Open up. Reggie, open up or I'll break this door down.
Let him in. Peter, Brenda. Michael Hudson. Let's see what the saddle soaker has to say.
This saddle soaker wants you to leave his family alone, permanently.
What does a stable boy have in mind today? If it's a raise, I'm not sure you're worth it.
Look, Reginald, you listen, and you listen good, because I'm only going to say this once, right? No more roses, no more notes, no more phone calls, no more any form of communication with either one of my daughters or Donna. Am I clear?
Clear but unacceptable. Peter, Walter, as Marley's grandfather, do I or do I not have the right to communicate with her, especially when she is living under my roof?
Of course I came here to talk to you, not your legal beagle.
Watch it, Hudson.
Quiet, Peter. Please don't refer to my son as a legal beagle.
I would rather not refer to him at all. Look, let's just get this straight. You forfeited any right you have as a grandfather to my daughters when you locked their mother in a basement. You gave away those children. You horsewhipped their father. You faked your own death and you abandoned your family.
All I want is a chance to communicate with one of my granddaughters whom I haven't seen since she was a babe.
Your reasons for wanting to get close to Marley are as clear to me as your reasons for being in Bay City, Reginald.
Really? And what, pray tell, are my reasons for being in Bay City?
I wouldn't try to sidetrack me if I were you.
You brought it up.
Like Reginald, I've come a long way since those days in the stables. I am a very rich and a very powerful man, and my lines of influence reach as far as yours.
Don't threaten me.
I'm not threatening you, Reginald. It's not my style. I really don't have to work that way. I learned something in those stables, you know. I learned that horses are like people. Some respond to affection, love, encouragement. And some are just born hard-headed. Well, I learned early on how to deal with the hard-headed ones, Reginald. I have a method, and it always works.
That could constitute a threat of assault.
I think we were talking about horses, not people. I'm gone. Thank you very much for taking down these notes. I'm sure they'll be good for me in a court of law if I ever need them. You stay away from my family.
Of all the insolent...
Be quiet, Peter. So, the stable boy has certainly grown up.
I'd like to speak to Mr. Love.
In reference to what?
The past. I have some questions.
And who are you?
I'm a McKinnon.
A McKinnon?
Kathleen McKinnon.
Is that supposed to have some meaning for me?
Surely you knew that you would come face to face with McKinnon. And you have a lot of explaining to do. Let's get down to business, Mr. Love. As I said, I'm Kathleen McKinnon. My mother... Is something wrong?
What?
You're staring at me.
Of course I am. I haven't the vaguest idea what you're doing here.
I was just about to tell you.
I'm a very busy man, Miss McKinnon.
McKinnon. My mother was a servant in your house.
Was she? Isn't that remarkable?
Her name was Mary McKinnon.
Thank you for that piece of information I shall cherish.
You don't remember her?
I've employed many servants in many houses around the world.
Think back, Mr. Love. Try hard.
Gomez, would you kindly show Miss McKinnon out?
Forget it.
Gomez?
I got past the desk outside. I got past the cops outside your door. I'm not about to turn back. My mother died.
I'm sorry.
She drowned off your yacht. Surely you remember that?
No.
They never found the body. My family would like to know the circumstances.
I wouldn't have a clue.
I'm going to solve this mystery, Mr. Love. With your help or without it.
If you don't get out, you'll have to call for those cops. Is that what you want? Since Miss McKinnon won't leave under her own power, Gomez, you'll have to call the front desk.
Oh, I intend to leave under my own power after we've talked. It won't take very long, and it will spare us all a very unpleasant scene.
Very well. 2 minutes.
Why did you lie about not knowing the McKinnons?
Lie?
Mr. Love, the night my mother drowned, you yourself spent all night on the lake looking for her. Oh, yeah. So now it's coming back to you.
The search, yes. That was some years ago.
17.
17.
I'm writing a book about my mother. At last I can talk to someone who was an eyewitness.
But I wasn't an eyewitness.
You were there.
I know very little, Miss McKinnon. I just felt it was my responsibility to try to save a life if I could.
I'm sure you did.
I didn't realize there were children.
Yes, there are 4 of us. I have 2 sisters, MJ and Cheryl, and my brother, Ben.
And her husband, your father.
Vince. We still live with him.
A close-knit family.
Since the night my mother died, my father's never been the same.
A tragedy, I'm sure.
Was there any, drinking that night on the yacht?
Do you mean were people drunk? I certainly wasn't.
Well, where did she fall from exactly? How did it happen?
I can't begin to approximate how it happened. I was nowhere near it.
How did you hear about it?
The steward told me.
What was his name?
It was all so very long ago. The fact is, I don't even remember your mother or what she looked like. However, if Mrs. McKinnon looked anything like her daughter, I'm sure I would have remembered. Now, I would like to ask you a question, because it's just come to me who you are.
I told you who I am.
I've seen your picture in the newspaper. Are you blaming me for what happened to you at the hands of that gunman? Are you saying that somehow through me your family has been struck twice?
I couldn't have put it into better words. Oh, this is wonderful. Is that the wedding day, please?
Congratulations, that's
Thank you.
great. Where's the lucky man?
He's in Oregon wrapping up things to state. Can you excuse me? Oh, sure. Thanks. Pop.
You know what's up.
I do?
I cannot believe you actually went to see that man.
Who told you that?
Wally phoned.
Well, if it's none of his business.
Listen, your friends care about you. He was worried sick, and so am
I
I.
can take care of myself.
Listen, Reginald Love is a killer. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere near him.
He's not going to try anything in the middle of his hotel.
You don't know what that. Listen, you, MJ, and Cheryl mean the whole world to me. I don't want you to take a chance like that. Do you understand?
I'm sorry. I just had to do it.
But listen, anybody stands up to Reginald Love, it'll be me.
Well, I wasn't really standing up to him, Pops. I just wanted to find out some information on Mom's death.
Did you find any?
No.
I could have told you that.
Thought it was worth a try.
Well, it wasn't.
Okay. Okay. I was wrong, all right? I'm sorry. Let's just forget about it. He's not going to give us any information. What we need is actual eyewitnesses. Pops, listen. Do you remember any of the other servants' names who worked with Mom on the Love estate?
No. Maybe.
Maybe? Can you write them down?
Hey, listen, I don't know how you'd find them. It's been a long time.
Just leave that to me.
Listen, I can't even remember the faces, let alone the names.
Pops, please, try. Okay?
All right, maybe a few.
You know, Reginald really did give me the creeps.
Listen, you just stay away from him.
Well, I'll have a lot of other people to interview now, won't I?
Well, there you go.
Great. Now, I'm going to start interviewing these people right away. Maybe I can get some dirt on that old man while I'm at it, huh?